Hey there, Mike Rasmussen here from Where's Your Next? Um, I'm just jumping on here today on Veterans Day. I've been thinking about these guys a lot lately. Um, I have a lot to ponder about our veterans, and I believe that they've been through a lot lately. There are quite a few vets who are in the air traffic controller air traffic controllers. There's many who serve in other areas of the government. And there's some that are also some of our vets, current serving military folks, have been in a situation where they're struggling right now due to lack of pay. Some have had to get second jobs. Now, there's a lot of folks in that boat. I've been just thinking about a lot of these guys in the Fed arena. So, with all this, I've been thinking about some of our reservists as well, and veterans who are transitioning military trying to come into the civilian workforce. One of the things I would say is that, I think we do need to help them. I think we need to be there for them. I think it's important to provide a means to assist them in this time of 2025. And so it's been on my mind. So I want to walk through some of the benefits of hiring a veteran. I think that's an important consideration in these times. I'm just kind of doing this ad lib here, but um, I want to see and share some articles about why you can hire veterans with confidence. I actually found this article um, from Indeed, and I think they have some really good points of view here. So let's talk about this article that Indeed put together, which I think is a really good resource in hiring veterans. Um, so let me get this off the screen here. Just make sure I can get this. There's a little advertisement that popped up here. Um, okay. They're trying to get me to buy something, and I don't want to buy anything right now. Anyway, so when you get stuff that happens that you're unanticipating there, it kind of pops up. So, anyhow, um, so one of the things that I think is great about hiring veterans is it's important to focus in on um, why they're so incredible. So there's a few things that you can find that work really well. So, all right, I'm going to go to another article because this one's not working the way I want it to. So, hold on one sec. I want to talk about just some of the benefits of hiring veterans. First, they're loyal. Another reason that's really good is they come with immediate leadership. They have a work ethic. Um, they bring a lot of discipline to the workplace. Sometimes they need guidance. So it's important to focus in on some of their key traits. I'll switch on this vlogcast to talk about what how you can help veterans find jobs and what veterans can do to secure their own jobs too. So let's talk through that. So if you're setting up a veteran hiring program, I think the first step is have an expert that can run it and has a bridge to the community of veterans within your organization. I also think you can hire veterans for um, helping build the community within your own organization. So start with a person that already kind of has a built-in level of trust and has a tie to the veteran community. Other things to be aware of with veterans is that many um, may need transition support and coming into the civilian workforce, but once they're up and running, they're amazing. So giving them support is absolutely critical. So let me give you a few other things why hiring veterans is so um, helpful for your business. So let me see if I can find a good article about this. I've seen a couple here that I researched, but a couple of them were kind of trying to sell me something. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Hiring our heroes. I used to work with this organization. I think they're pretty good. Um, yeah, this is a really good one. I think I'll go here because this is through the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. So I think this is a great article here. I remember these guys being really good. So let me pop in here real quick and I'll share this with you guys so that we can talk through this. So here we go. Let me share this article here. This is really good. Hiring Our Heroes is a great organization that serves veterans and connects them to employers. And so they have a lot of great resources. So if you're looking to hire veterans, I would definitely recommend taking a look at these guys and seeing how they could help you. But through Hiring Our Heroes, our employment partners access ready to work job candidates with leadership skills. Um, Here's a quote from them specifically: military talents comprised of veterans who may have served for as few as 4 years. Conversely, includes soldiers, sailors, and Marines that serve for more than 20 years. Military talent is also spouses and caregivers. Keep that in mind. Um, Military spouses bring another angle of a hiring community that you may be able to tap into. So, why should you hire them? So, I like some of the things that they bring up here. Repeatedly, our employment partners said leadership is the most important skill veterans bring to their organizations. All branches of service invest heavily in leadership development at all ranks, and they put those skills to the test in incredibly demanding roles. You see, many times they may also have, if you're hiring as a defense contractor, for instance, they may already have. Security clearance that could be helpful in the workplace in some cases. So that could be helpful. Work ethic, leadership, adaptability, versatility, adherence to an ethical code of conduct. They have honor. They have been focused many times on trying to, um, serve for the right reasons, and that's really what they bring to the table. Arconic attracts talent from all military branches by recruiting. Um, Here's some other. This is just their article, but let me see if I can find some other uh, points that they bring up here. Christine Sobo, Senior Manager of Employee Listening and Talent Strategy at Boeing, said that leadership and integrity, critical skills common in military talent, are cultivated in the armed forces. The proven leadership, commitment to purpose, camaraderie, and selflessness that these men and women demonstrate are valuable assets that benefit Boeing or any employer. What skills do veterans have? It depends on the individual. But John McGarity, Executive Director of Talent Delivery Programs at USAA, pointed out service members attend more than weapons training. They are experts in their fields to support large operative teams, aggregate data, or analyze complex data to formulate action plans. Many of these guys also, as they go up the ranks, will oversee teams, and they come in already with team leadership skills, which is a very powerful thing. Other things they do is they may already have skills that they've developed in technical fields, um, hands-on fields, blue collar work, etc. And even in manufacturing, they could be really good. So it's just trying to figure out how you can support them and help with the transition. If you're looking to hire a veteran, many times they will need support in getting up and running. They just need to. You need to be sensitive to the fact that they've come from a whole different culture, and that's their way of life for a long time. So being sensitive to helping them adapt and having a mentor for them could be very helpful in hiring a vet. So those are a few things that I like that are absolutely helpful in hiring veterans. Um, these are all great things, but this Hiring Our Heroes organization is one that I used to use at ADP. They were really fabulous. They connected us to a lot of great organizations that help veterans as well. And so they would get us connected and help them get up and running. Now, another really cool thing, military spouses, these folks are also a great pool of talent that you can tap into. Interestingly enough, as you're talking about military spouses, the other benefit they bring to the table is that many times they have the ability to be moved for free. So if they're transitioning, the government will actually help in their transition. That's some of their benefits in some cases. So do keep that in mind. As we talk about the federal government and some of the folks that are air traffic controllers and others that have been affected by the government shutdown, if you have the ability to offer support for veterans, think of this on the other side of the coin. These are customers that could be great benefit to your business and enhance your business. So having a line of product that services veterans is also very powerful, and having them on your marketing team could be very useful. So there's other points of view in we're reaching out to this community that you'd want to keep in mind. Um, so many of the military spouses, in contrast, I like what they say here, and in contrast the formal training that service members receive, and in addition to their own careers, military spouses receive their training through unique and often stressful life experience. They're often transitioning, they're making moves, they have to figure out things, they have to problem solve. They can problem solve on a dime. So, military spouses have that ability, and they're very powerful. Managing multiple deployments and relocations, military spouses become adept at scheduling multiple deadlines to meet end goals, negotiating with multiple parties. In addition to the the um, the companies they may have worked for in the past, they bring a very unique perspective. It's very powerful to hire veterans. Again, getting a sense of the support system and building an ecosystem within your company, a community of support, can be a very powerful opportunity to serve veterans and have them join your company. Um, this is another one here I like that they're bringing up for this hiring our heroes article here. They are self-starters and problem solvers. These vital skills are difficult to quantify in a resume, yet these are exactly the skills military spouses gain through military life. When military spouses see a gap, they step in and fill it. Many times they have to improvise, they have to figure things out. So that could be great in a startup environment where they have to wear multiple hats and change things up. These can be amazing people that you could hire that could do some incredible things for your business, just based on what they've done in their careers and their life, and even the transitioning military. Again, both military spouses and military vets themselves all have the ability to be an amazing resource of talent for you and your company, and the built-in knowledge and opportunity they bring. They bring charity. They bring so hire military talent of charity. We do it because it makes great business sense. This is a great quote from the VP of Vets Initiatives at Prudential. So this is the other thing. Military veterans are more likely to stay. They tend to stick around. This is very interesting. I like this. They're citing a study from the Society for Human Resource Management, found the average cost to hire an employee is $4,129. But typically, employees spend 5 years or less in a job. So the average is about 5 years or less. Whereas, for that reason, retention is a focus for many human resource departments. Someone who's going to stick around for the long haul, this is what veterans bring. They are very loyal, they work very hard, they're dedicated to doing the right thing. So again, I'm quoting from hiringourheroes.org in their article. So I love what they're talking about here. Barnes cited an Orion Talents veteran hiring survey. Candidates with military experience are more likely to be hired and more likely to accept a job offer, according to survey results. Also, they're more likely to stay at the company for a longer period of time than those without a military background. Now, in this day and age, where people are moving and changing jobs quite frequently, um, having a veteran stick around that can add value and be a leader within your organization, if you once you help them adapt, they can be absolutely powerful human magnets of talent to bring other talent into your organization. They have the ability to do that, and they also know how to recruit people. It's pretty amazing. um, of all these positives, it's no surprise that organizations are upping the ante on veteran hiring initiatives. Hiring Our Heroes, a really great organization, once again, um, works with a vast array of private and public partners and effort to connect vets. They have some amazing partnerships, and they do a lot of good. So again, those are some of the benefits. Leadership, they have the ability to adapt. They're very loyal. They gain a lot of skills in the military that can be transferable to multiple jobs. They have the ability to figure things out quickly. They are not to be underestimated. And this is why I would definitely recommend hiring veterans whenever you can. Now, if you are a veteran watching this today, I have an extra bonus for you. Um, this little speech here about hiring our heroes was really my way of emphasizing how powerful veterans are for your organization and what they can do to help you be the best you can be in your organization. So let me stop sharing for a minute and come back to. I want to share my screen on another point. I'm going to teach veterans right here and now. If you're a veteran job seeker, this is for you. This latter part of this, I was speaking to the folks that hire veterans first, and now this part is for veterans who may be looking for a job right now, and for anyone who looking for a job. Stick around. I've got some points that can help you find some leads for opportunities you may be looking for. So if you're a veteran, stick around. I'm going to show you how to use Boolean to find your next role or contacts for your next role. So take a minute with me and let's dive back in. I'm going to share my screen again here, and this will end my presentation today for you. But I want to jump in there real quick, and I'm going to go to Google, and we'll go there real fast. And let me show you what I can teach you here using Google. So what I'm about to teach you is a little known, well, it's a known skill among recruiters, but it's something that could help you in your job search. So today on Veterans Day, let's take a minute and show you how you can find contacts um, online that may help you. So as I jump in here, say you were looking for an opportunity. Um, so let's see. So if we're going to do, I'm going to do the site command. We're going to do, I actually could use this one right here. So this is one I did, this is a string I did earlier for Nike just to demonstrate something previously, but you can see the mechanics of it. So this right here is the mechanic of generally how LinkedIn structures the LinkedIn um, profiles. So this is the root. So it's usually linkedin.com site. So if you do site, which is a command which says search this website, linkedin.com/in/, the wildcard operator is this star right here. And then these would be people in HR that you could potentially reach out to. So same thing. This was, say, if we were looking for someone in Nike in Seattle, Washington, this is how you could do that. Now watch this. I'm going to add veteran, another bracket here, and this is just going to be, so this little pipe is or, and it's just I'm putting in each of these little brackets here. I'm telling the search engine to find people with these titles and these points of view. So as you look at this, this is exactly what I'm doing here. So that's what I'm building with this. So say you were looking for a contact at Nike, this can work for any company, but I'll just show you how it works for veterans. So say I wanted to do this, and you wanted to find a contact that was sympathetic to veterans within Nike. So you do veterans, or veteran, actually, veteran or veterans. You could do Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard. Let's just start with this, right? So just very simple. So what I'm showing here is this would be a way to find fellow veterans that might be basically in HR or talent acquisition. So let's see what happens when I run this search just for fun. So let's see what this does. Okay, so what I've got is there's over multiple people that have a connection to Nike, some way, shape, or form. They're in Seattle. And so Fazil Khan, he works at Comcast. Um, so this gentleman, as I'm looking at his profile, he's an SVP of people. And when I clicked into him, it's showing that he used to work at night up until about September 2025, and it looks like he was in charge of veterans initiatives. So there you go. So this is a gentleman who has a connection there. So what this is if you were to click into each of these, um, you would find that these folks have a connection to a wide variety of different things. So it's pretty amazing that let me pull Google back up again, and I'll show you what I was talking about there. But as you could see, I accidentally clicked out. But what I'm basically showing you guys is how to find folks um, on LinkedIn. So let me get over there real quick. I'm going to go back to Google and show you this again so you can see what I was doing there. So as I bring up my string again, so this is my string that I had before. Now you can see, so Fazil was the first one. He used to work at Nike and Actions. So somehow he also looked like he was over some veterans initiatives. Now you go to the next one. This is really interesting. So this gentleman right here is based in Portland, Oregon. You can already see he's a director of business and business diversity and inclusion at Nike, a decision maker there, right? So it looks like he also worked at Starbucks for a little bit. So he has a connection to quite a few people. This would be a great contact for anyone that's looking for a veteran lead. So if you're looking for, as a veteran, you're trying to connect with someone who's got some influence at Nike, he would probably be a really good contact for you. So again, he's currently there, the director of business diversity and inclusion at Nike. So that means he's going to have a vested interest in trying to hire vets. So really cool. Um, Here's another one that comes up here. All these folks have some kind of connection to vets in some way, shape, or form. So the keywords are pulling them up. So here's another one. This one works at Amazon. So you could see if you had a connection to, whatever, one of these folks on, you could reach out to these folks on LinkedIn, and all you would really need is to Google their main, you just plug into Google here, right here. You'd say Nike Seattle, and then you would find the phone number for their company there. And then you could call into their dial by name directory. Once you have the name, you could then leave them a voicemail to connect or connect with them on LinkedIn. So again, these are all great people here. As you kind of scroll down, you'll see that each of these folks has some kind of connection to Nike or another area. So let's try this in a different way. So what I'm going to do here is I make off Nike. And if you were just looking for veteran uh, hiring folks that specifically in Seattle, Washington had responsibility for veteran hiring within talent acquisition or HR, this would be your way to go about it. So watch this. So now you've got, looking at this one here, you've got this gentleman who has a connection to, at some point, probably lived in, um, my guess is he's living in Virginia now, but he had some connection to Seattle in the past, and he's a Marine veteran. So he's a director of talent acquisition. So this means that this could be a contact for you to call. And again, once you find these names and you have the name of their company and you click into these public LinkedIn profiles, you're going to find that each of these people could be a resource for you in your job search. So you could try any name and add this to my little string here. So keep that string in mind. Again, the mechanics of the string are basically this. And again, we call this search string Boolean within the talent acquisition world. This is a way to find talent that you could connect with. So specifically on LinkedIn. And this is why connecting with folks could be a really great way to go about your job search as a veteran if you're looking. So I hope this is helpful to you. But say you had another company in mind. It could be anything really. So we could do this in any part of the country. So let's look at my area, for example. So Salt Lake City, Utah. So LinkedIn gathers their location info in a sense by um, this kind of format. So it's you go like this, Salt Lake City, Utah, generally speaking, is what that would look like. So it's going to have the name of the metro, or you could add metro in here. You could put Salt Lake City Metro, but generally speaking, they're going to have it look just like this, Salt Lake City, Utah. So if you had the name of your town, you could use this same mechanic of this string here to find what you're looking for. And again, the mechanics of this are: cite is the command to search a specific website. You could do this for any website, for example. You could do it for any professional association if you wanted to. That's one way. Then you add this bracket: HR, talent acquisition, TA, recruiter, people, whatever. You could do this for any job. You could plug in any variation of jobs. You could do a mechanical engineer. You could do um, mechanical engineering. You could do mechanic, whatever. You could just plug it into and change this bracket up for my HR bracket with what you're looking for. And then any titles you want, or you just take these out, this part here, and then just put, the type of job discipline you're looking for, and that would help you find what you're looking for. So again, if it has this general mechanics here and it looks something like this, you would want the veterans, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard. You could even add Space Force, now that I come to think of it here, as a new one. I forgot about that one. So you go like this, just add this one in, Space Force. So go like that. And then let's just see what comes up in Salt Lake City in my area. So if you do this, then you can see more folks that have ties um, to this area here in Salt Lake City. Now, this individual, Taryn Rose, looks like they're in Dallas, Fort Worth. L3 Harris is a local defense contractor in Salt Lake City. So again, two things I note off the bat, knowing what I know about my area. These are this could be a person that could help you find a defense contractor locally. So you could do this for Lockheed Martin. Any of the defense contractors that are out there, if you're transitioning military, is likely to hire a military vet because they have a vested interest in your security clearance or any of the knowledge you may have on any of the things they may be working. So that could be a valuable benefit for a transitioning military member. So other things, as you look at this one, Christopher Hawley, he's a director of Salt Lake City Regional Office of UN's Department of Veterans Affairs. Really great contact. You may want to call Christopher if you're trying to get help with resources locally. So this is another great contact. So here's another one here. This one, Thomas C., Vice President, Goldman Sachs, is a big financial services firm here in Salt Lake City. They have a big presence out this way. So already I can tell a few things. He's a VP. He probably has some connection to HR because he's coming up in that. He also has U.S. Marine veteran right here is highlighted. You can see that. So he'd be another person that you could reach out to. If you're local here, you could just connect with him online since you don't have his last name. So other, as you start to scroll through if you're just looking for general points of contact, this is a great approach to finding what you're looking for. So again, another person right here, Valentin Soto, DOD's civilian careers, has some connection to veterans in some capacity, or might be, sympathetic to veterans and hiring. So just another lead. So as you look through these, take note of this string I have here. This is a great resource for any of you out there. But let me show you something very interesting. So take this out and just make sure there's a space between the brackets that basically functions as an and. So I'm basically telling find this and this and this. And then within each of these brackets, I'm saying look for these. So each of these pipes means ors. So find this term, and they're all like terms. So I bunch them together, or these terms. So again, trying to find leadership, chief leadership people. And again, I'm looking for veteran keywords. So interestingly enough, if you typed in, for example, defense contractor, like so, and you go like that, see what you're going to find next. Another resource. This is open-ended, so these could be people all over the place. So we don't have a a specific location in mind. Keep that in mind as you're using my string. But you would just you could use any of these. You can see that any of these, if you wanted to search within a specific location, you see how it targets Flemington, New Jersey, comma, United States. So this is a common setup: Bellevue, Washington, Seattle, Washington, so on and so forth. So if you just put a parenthesis around this and this with a comma, then you're going to find people in that location. So that's how you do that. But each of these people here might work at a defense contractor, and they may be folks that have done something tied to veteran hiring. Now, here's a gentleman who's in the U.S. Coast Guard. Again, any of these folks could be people that you'd want to reach out to, because these are all folks that have a connection of some kind of area within the defense contracting industry, which again, they like to hire veterans because of their knowledge. So that's a very key factor there. And you could type in this like so, and then you're going to find people that are actually in charge of the veteran hiring initiatives. If you get a hold of them, they're going to do everything in their power to help you. So look at this, and you'll see there's quite a few people here. This one, he works at the Wounded Warrior Project. He would be a great person I'd want to connect with. He looks like he's also in diversity and talent acquisition. Another person I'd want to get a hold of. Each of these folks could be resources and folks that could help you get hired as a vet, a transitioning veteran, or a veteran spouse. Tom Habert is actually someone who used to work for ADP, and I knew him very well. He was our senior director of Vets Initiatives, and now he's working. It looks like he's working for MCOR Group as a head of organizational development. Again, he would be also sympathetic to you in getting hired. So keep this in mind as you're looking. If you find the person that's the director of Veterans Initiatives, generally speaking, each of these folks are going to be people that are sympathetic to hiring vets. And this is how you find these people. They're going to all be uh, amazing resources for any veteran out there. And again, once you have the name and the current organization, you could click into any of these public profiles, and then immediately you would have the organization that they work for plus their name. And if you have that name of the spelling of their name, and you open another tab and you type in the name of their organization, you'll plug that in, and then immediately on Google will pop up the phone number that you can call. Use the dial by name directory with the spelling, and 9 times out of 10 you could leave that person a voicemail. And then that way you're likely to get a call back as a veteran who's searching for a job. This same technique can be used for any job seeker. You just have to change up what I was showing you here. And I'll get into more of these as we do more vlogcasts. I'll have these little sessions where I show folks stuff like this. I'll also show you how to play with, um, finding organizations that you need to get a hold of, and how to use AI to reach out to folks, and maybe even set up. You can even use ChatGPT as a means to your end to get help. So let's show you that real quick as I get ready to close out here. So I'm going to show you ChatGPT and how to use AI for your job search as well, which can be also a really great resource for any of you out there looking. So as I type this in, watch what I'm about to tell it. So I earlier was asking for veteran suicide because I made a posting about that. So that's why that's there. But so if this could be your prompt: as a veteran, which organizations could help me get hired as I transition to the civilian workforce? Like so. Type that in, watch what it does. So it's going to pull up some information and resources. So here's some organizations you might want to get a hold of. So ChatGPT immediately recognized some things that could be a really good resource for you. I actually talked about these guys earlier. Hire Heroes, they're awesome. They actually, you can fill out their a job, profile with them, and they actually do work to help employers who are very interested in hiring vets to search um, their database. So, and it's actually very cost effective for employers. So, Hire Heroes is a great organization. Hiring our heroes, um, Hire Heroes, and then Hire Our Heroes, another one. And this one is Recruit Military, a recruiting company that's focused on matching military veteran talent with civilian jobs. Offers job fairs, resume interview prep. They do a lot of stuff to help vets that are transitioning, even military spouses as well. Wounded Warrior Project, of course, we have to talk about them. They're absolutely amazing. They do a lot of good work for vets. So these are great resources as well. And even if you're an employer, you can benefit from that. So the U.S. Department of Labor, Veterans Employment and Training Service, they have a service for that. Um, this is I'm going to ask it, um, how would I tailor a resume for a veteran for a civilian job? So this is a great place to start if you're using ChatGPT just to kind of get some ideas. I would tell this to any job seeker. It's very helpful. Excellent question. One that makes a big difference in whether you get called for interviews. Here's a practical breakdown how you can tailor a resume as a veteran transitioning. So here's the advice it gives: shift the focus from duties to achievements. So um, what they often see, military jargon and job titles they don't understand. So translate that into a civilian equivalent. So, for example, led a platoon of 30 soldiers in combat, managed a team of 30 in a high pressure environment, ensuring mission success under tight deadlines. So, reword it into civilian speak from your military culture, and that will help you to advance. Also, as you're reaching out, as I suggested before, if you're reaching out to veteran initiatives departments, they're going to be the ones who have a vested interest in these companies who already have a vested interest in hiring veterans, and you'd want to do that. And I think it's a great resource for many vets out there. So I hope you'll take advantage of that. As I get ready to close, some other things here. It has another tip for you: avoid abbreviations, MOS, unless you briefly explain them. So you may have to kind of dumb it, or I don't know if the right word is that. I would say you'd have to put it in layman's terms, is a better way of saying it, um, to be able to explain what those um, acronyms mean. Because we live, military. You live in a world of acronyms. Try to, you know, explain what those mean or put them into a certain use chat gpt to help you with synonyms is a good way to do it. This is why AI can be a really helpful thing to do. So the other thing is it gives you some info about, I like this suggestion: use a civilian friendly format. Reverse chronological is what many of these organizations do. So that's most recent employer working backwards. So you'd want to do that. So if all your jobs are in the military environment, making sure that you had something that kind of read like this: results driven ops leader with 8+ years experience in logistics, personnel management, and process. Great way to put it. You'd even put HR or whatever terms translate to the civilian world. That is very helpful. But also frame it in terms of, hey, this is a dollars and cents. I led a team that was in charge of um, $70 million worth of equipment. Sounds really good, right? So make sure that you say, hey, I also saved X amount of dollars by doing this. And that people really will adapt to that. They'll see how that can translate to a civilian world. And that's very important for our vets. So as a HR professional too, if you're working with veterans, please realize um, they they're going to be very nervous. It's very natural for them to be nervous. They want to succeed. Make it easier for them to interview. Um, have, whenever possible, if you have a military vet on your team, have that person be part of your interview panel. I recommend that wholly, to give that vet what they deserve. They deserve the opportunity to shine. Help them become more comfortable in the interview. That's really important. Um, Train your managers on how to interview them as well. Look for that. So list civilian equivalents: PMP, OSHA, Six Sigma. If you have education certifications, that are the equivalent, put that down, because I know within the government space, there's going to be, certain things that translate into that world. So make sure you do that. Include relevant military awards, but phrase them in a way that highlights civilian value. Great point. Let's see what else it has to say here. See, this is really cool. I like this. Leadership, team management. These are all things that you guys do really well and as vets. Communication and training, process optimization, safety and compliance, logistics. All these are areas that they excel in. If you have technical background, so maybe you worked on certain software and you coded it, we know you do. Make sure you mention that and what languages those were. Um, that makes sense. So here's some cool translate military roles to civilian terms. You can actually, this is okay. This is fine to do. You do not have to be afraid to put these equivalents on your resume. You could say, I was a platoon sergeant, which is the equivalent to this. And that's being totally honest. That's completely fine. I would say that's a great way to do it. Commander, director, senior manager, NCOIC, project ops manager, mission, project initiative, battalion, organization, division, soldiers, airmen, sailors, staff, employees, team members. So translate that to those terms. Those are really amazing ways to help folks understand that are hiring what you do. ONET military crosswalk. Input your MOS to find civilian equivalents. This is cool. Great resource. This is basically helping with synonyms. So it suggested that. It's really cool that they did that. Career One Stop. Let's explain what this is. Career One Stop is a really great tool through the Department of Labor. There's also a professional association finder. If you go to Career One Stop and you type in Google Career One Stop professional association finder, it will help you find an equivalent professional association and military organizations that maybe will help you that you might want to network with. So just great tip. Keep that in mind. That's a great way to find more leads to help you and have more human conversations. Pick up the phone and talk to people who have a vested interest in helping veterans get hired. Mirror the keywords from the job description. Really cool idea. Many employers use ATS applicant tracking systems. You want to make sure that these transferable skills are highlighted and captured, and you're also putting accomplishment-based statements because our vets, let's not lie, those guys have dealt with lots of millions of dollars worth of equipment and have done amazing work across the board. So make sure you know and can speak to that as a vet. So add a strong summary statement, dedicated professional. This is good. It kind of highlights. So this is, summary should be short. This is a, type of job you might want. You can put that in that kind of statement. You want your contact information in there. You want a summary of qualifications, which basically explains, why you're a fit, and then try to take those words and turn them into civilian equivalents from your military, um, terminology that you may use. Again, really great thing to do. These are awesome. I mean, our military vets deserve our effort to help them. Again, if you have a security clearance, make sure you mention that, especially with these DoD organizations, DoD contractors, Department of Defense or Department of War, as we say it now, but since they changed that. But certifications, PMP, you can, again, if you have any of these or an equivalent, make sure you mention that. So I think this is cool. I think they've got some really good stuff. And again, you just have to experiment with prompts um, in what you're trying to do. And again, if you have a resume already, ChatGPT, you just plug the resume into this field down here, copy and paste it in as a whole, and ask it to help you tailor a cover letter or tailor to a job description. You can do that, and it will help you write that. Now, make sure one thing about AI, I will say, is always, always, always check what it releases to you, because um, you want to make sure it has your tone and your um, um, presentation. So what I'm recommending is use it as a means to get started, and then modify uh, uh, accordingly, and that will make you be safe in how you use these things. Well, I hope this was helpful today. From me to veterans or folks that are friendly to veterans, happy Veterans Day. I hope we can help our veterans get hired. I hope this helps veterans who might have watched today. I hope this helps HR folks who are looking to hire vets. Um, yeah, I mean, let's hire our vets. Let's get them to work. Let's help them right now. And transitioning military and veteran spouses, let's create flexible work arrangements for them to get them back in the civilian workforce. And let's make sure that we're doing what we can for them. Thank you very much for being here with me. Thanks for watching. I do hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful Veterans Day. Go celebrate with your vets. Pick up the phone, call them. Many of them, they struggle with um, hopelessness sometimes, and we need to be sensitive to them. We need them in our communities. We need their leadership. Please do what you can to help your vets. We need them. If you're a veteran, thank you for your service. Thank you for all you do. I hope this is helpful to you as an HR professional. Today, I want to put this out there from my point of view and my expertise to help folks out there. Till next time on Where's Your Next? Mike out.